tough match. You had one, I believe, shot in the first half. Unfortunately, went down with 6 minutes in the first half. But then you had plenty, came back right away to equalize. You had plenty of opportunities, just couldn't put it in, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. I think this is really something that we were trying to nail down all throughout practice and really the last month of just our defensive shape. And that's what kind of broke us in the last 10 minutes of the game. We just kind of let transition take over, and we didn't do what we planned on doing just defensively. So I think that was just a tactical breakdown, which is tough. We had the fight, we had the bite. It's just that final piece that we were missing again tonight.
And could you talk about the goal you scored? Congratulations, first of all.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that, those are the final pieces that we do work on in training. So I think it was just, awesome just being able to get my first goal for the club. Alyssa putting a great ball in and me just being in the right place at the right time. So, just trying to hone in on those things a little bit more, especially in games like these where it can be a little frantic. We'll just put our head down and continue to work.
And right after that goal, you guys, there was a surge there, correct? You just couldn't put it in the back?
Correct, yeah, for sure.
And you do have 3 more games left. I guess obviously you feel like you have to win all 3, correct?
Have to. Yeah. I think these are definitely musts. It's tough because this wasn't the position that we wanted to put ourselves in, but it's ended up that's what it's looking like. So now I think that's just what we keep talking about is this team has the grit. This team has the want to win. It's not like we come in and just kind of are expecting to lose these games. I think everyone's putting their heart out there. So I think that these next away games are going to be most important and just taking care of our bodies and our mind to get these all 3 points in each game.
Hi, ladies. Obviously not the result you wanted tonight. Can you talk a bit about what the mentality of this team is when, unfortunately, the first goal is conceded? I think there's like a weird stat, like you either draw or are able to come back from that. And so I guess for those next 4 games, what's sort of the mentality there to be able to come back from things like that?
Yeah, I think we just have to realize that we are a strong team. We rely on each other a lot in moments like these. So I think like when we do go down a goal, it's just picking each other up in the huddle, saying positive things to get ourselves going again, and then just trying to fight back and get another goal. I mean, it's a part of the game. Goals are going to come, goals are going to go against. So we just have to realize our strengths with each other and just continue to fight through it,
Messiah, congratulations on the goal.
Thanks.
Looking at the starting lineup, the big call was starting you over Sydney. What does it mean to you to kind of reward Becki and make sure when she starts you, that you reward her and say, I can score these goals when you start me?
Sid is someone that I really, really look up to. Like, she's been a part of this game for a very long time. So I learned from her a lot. So I think it's awesome just being able to be put in that position. I mean, I talk to her all the time on and off the field on things that I can do, things that she sees that maybe I don't see. So we go hand in hand with just helping each other. She helps me a lot. I mean, it's only my 2nd year in the league, so I look up to Sid a lot in those moments. And yeah, I'm just happy that I can do what she does just as good and get rewarded for it. So I'm happy.
When you do face these teams that are top of the table, they've been successful all season, found results. How much of a gap does it feel between where you guys are and where they are? Is it wide, or you have a lot of room to grow, or are you almost right there with them? How do you feel about that?
It's crazy. I mean, I feel like kind of what we said a little bit earlier. It's like the team that we have and the players that we have, like we have high potential. And I think that, like I said, like we just fall short in some of the aspects. But like when we're out there all together, like it doesn't feel like we're far behind. That's what's crazy. And I think that with us, it's just putting our chances away. But what we have grown in, like all throughout the season, is just like coming closer together and just like building bonds on and off the field, which I think is starting to show more in our game on the field. But no, it doesn't feel like we're far behind.
You gave away a goal 6 minutes before half, but then you got the equalizer 6 minutes after, and you had a lot of momentum, and you definitely had your chances. It's just a matter of the ball not going in.
Yeah, I think it's the same story that I don't want to sit here and continue to, I don't know the phrases, beat the same drum, but I think we beat ourselves again. Costly mistakes. Obviously, we scored the equalizer, had momentum, got ourselves back into the game, which was really pleasing. Again, we showed in the last 10 minutes that desire, that fight, that grit, but it shouldn't be down to that last 10 minutes. And I think, again, like I always say, the positives are that everything's in our control. It's not like we sit here and we ask questions about teams that are playing through us or causing us like major issues. We have to look at ourselves, and we have to be accountable for our performances, and we have to be accountable from everything from Monday to Friday that happens in the result and gets the result on the weekend. It's not one mistake that gets you a bad result. It's what every day looks like, and that's some reflection for myself. It's reflection for us to look at as a team, but you make your own luck, and we have to change some things.
Hi, Coach. One question about the first and second half. First 10 minutes or so, it looked like you were pressing really high. Jazz
Yeah.
was pushing up really, really high on that right side. Just what were you kind of looking for out of that first 10 or 15 minutes from your team with that energy?
Yeah, I think we wanted to make sure that we dominated the first 10 minutes, and we had their back line facing their own goal. We wanted to make sure that we offered that threat of pace in beyond the back line so that we could open them up a little bit and try to play when they were stretched. But to do that, you have to first of all kind of earn the respect to have their back line drop off. So that was the plan in the first 10 minutes. I think for 10 minutes we did put them under pressure. I think obviously being able to get Alyssa, Messiah, players in beyond, and that threat in that back line for them opened up scene two, so we could get Claire on the ball more, we could get Kennedy on the ball more and start to play make a little bit. But again, like I said, you first have to gain that respect from a back line when you're testing it out in the first 5 minutes of how high can you stay or where can you drop to.
And then just on the winning goal, I'm not sure if you've gotten to see it back, but just looked like a great choreographed counterattack from them, but also probably not what you wanted to see from your rest defense. What did you kind of see on that goal?
We have to end it. We have to end it early. It should never happen. It shouldn't even get to the other end of the field. It has to be something that if you get wrong and you get one miss high up the field, you got to end it on the halfway line. It should never happen.
Hi, Coach. Just asking sort of an overall season question. Is the odds that this year, when you all concede first, you have not secured points.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to shift that culturally for your team?
I wish I knew the answer. Something that we'll reflect on, something that we have to dig deep into and talk about why. I think especially when you get yourself back into the game at 1-1, then the momentum should be for you. So it's something that we have to look at. I think there's a lot of questions that I have to go and reflect and look at, that we have to reflect on as a team. I think story of the season so far has just been we are our own worst enemy. And whilst you're your own worst enemy, you think that it's in your control, but you have to find what is actually in your control and where you can kind of regain that momentum. So, yeah, I think I have to go away from here and do a lot of digging deep into the psychological piece. I think the piece of belief, the piece of not leaving it till the last 10 minutes to find that extra edge. But I'll always be proud of the players for the fight and the grit and the determination they do show. Again, I feel like these performances are something that are in our control. But finding ways to regain that control is going to be the skill and the art of that. So something that I will definitely reflect on personally.
And speaking on that, obviously with an eye toward the rest of the season, you all have 4 matches left, 3 on the road, 1 at home. One, do you still believe you all can win those matches, that you can get 12 points out of that, and what will it take to do that?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you have to. This league is crazy, but to do that, we have to minimize mistakes. And to do that, we have to stop conceding goals. And, you know, this league, you got to stay in it till the last day. You have to keep yourself in the race. You have to pick up points. We have to play for pride. Like, we want to be winning games. We want to be putting ourselves in a position that we're not in this season. This is not where we want to see ourselves. And that is everybody from the staff to the team, to the players. Like, this is not where we want to be. And to get above the line is hard work. It's really hard work. But the minute you stop believing, you're never going to do it. So we have to keep believing. We have to keep plowing forwards. This league is really hard. And it's going to be a battle, and it's going to be a mental strength piece that we have to overcome. But this team won't ever give up. This team will continue to fight. This team will continue to believe. And I think the 3 road games left and the 1 home game left, like, we want to pick up as many points as we possibly can. And we're always going to strive for 4 wins out of 4 wins. And the home game, we want to make sure that we end on a high for the fans this season that have continued to support us and come out every week. And we know that we have to grow.
Hi, Becky. Just thinking about talking about reflecting and just digging deep, just for some of these upcoming games as you close out the season. But just thinking about tonight, what were some of the ways that you just reflected and think about just some of the positives from the group?
Yeah, I think again the last 10 minutes we showed that grit, that desire, that determination. I think Washington Spirit's a quality team. I think what they've built, identity, style, football, I think they're really enjoyable to watch. I think that they'll go a long way in this league this year. So I think the positives for us is, again, we weren't played through, we weren't played around. We created their opportunities for them. We kept ourselves in the game. When we do make mistakes, I think sometimes it can deflate you a little bit, but we always push back. And that last 10 minutes, again, that grit, that determination, that togetherness, that desire, is something that we have to build on and we have to use for our advantage. So, yeah, I think everybody, again, knows there's work to be done. There's an accountability piece. Like, I have to continue to look at what we're doing every single day and reflect on everything and on our processes and what it looks like in the week. And yeah, I think the positives are that we are our own worst enemy. I don't know if that is a positive or not, but I think it feels like a positive because it is something that's in our control and we're not a million miles away.
Anybody else? Good. Oh, yeah, Justin.
Just quickly on Messiah Bright,
Yeah.
the name that kind of popped off the team sheet for us. What led to her getting the start, and what did you like from her game tonight?
Yeah, I think 2 games in 5 days is tough. We played the last game of last weekend and the first game of this weekend, and opportunity to train is minimal. Freshness is really important. I think, Sid, Meggie, like those players have played a lot of minutes in the last couple of weeks, and we knew that this game, or believed that this game was going to be won on depth of our squad. Whether that was impact off the bench, whether that was players starting that were fresh and ready to contribute, and that's what you have a squad for. I think, obviously, really pleased that Messiah got her first goal of the season. I think that's really important, and hopefully that's a sign of what's to come for her. But yeah, I think to be able to use your squad is really, really important in this league, and freshness, and that, again, 1% of being ready to play and being able to rotate is what the teams that win games in this league and the teams that win these leagues have the depth of squad that can do that.
And Kristen seems to be gaining that fitness almost 30 minutes tonight as well.
Yeah, she is definitely gaining her fitness, but she's working hard. She has her sights set on, being 90 minutes fit, and I credit her every day. She's never done. She keeps pushing for more, so it's good to see. Thank you.
Thank you.